All right guys, today we're going to take a very budget-minded DIY drill, the Hychika from Amazon, and we're going to compare it to a DEWALT DCD791 as far as what it can do drilling and in different areas. This Hychika is a hammer drill driver, so you can do concrete. It's got a lot of different settings on it, which I'm going to ask you some questions on, which I think are very, very interesting. We're just going to see how it performs, see what you can get as far as a budget tool and how it might compare to something much more expensive. Stay tuned. You guys all know the DEWALT DCD791, very basic, nice quality, smaller drill. We're going to use the 2 amp hour battery just like the Hychika here. The Hychika is a 2-speed drill, 0 to 500 RPM, 0 to 2000 RPM. It has 0 to 32,000 BPM. Look at this setting and tell me below what drill this reminds you of. So we have our hammer mode, our drill mode, screw mode, excuse me, and our drill mode. And then we have all of our clutch settings that are probably only going to be active if we are in screw mode. That reminds me of some other drills on the market, and so does this chuck a little bit, which I find interesting. The controls on this are just as you would expect on any other drill. The one thing that I think is cool about it is it has a very wide trigger, and that very wide trigger is easy to pull. And reality is here, the variable speed is really good. I'm surprised at that. So first thing I wanted to do was kind of test the chuck run out, because that always interests me in these different drills. Look, this has a ratcheting chuck. It doesn't hold that well. That's just kind of the start, but it does seem to hold and do well when we're actually drilling. Look at this. Anything beyond that, we're going to get a lot of wobble just from everything moving, but we'll do it. So not bad as far as chuck wobble goes, and I'm really kind of surprised on that, because in the beginning when you look at the chuck, it looks like it wobbles around quite well. Notice how easy that went in compared to here, but either way, let's just look at this. Significantly more chuck wobble in this drill by a long shot. So DEWALT's kind of known for that to a point, and I'm just surprised that we can get an $80 drill that has less chuck wobble. From here, let's start drilling. Here, we're basically going to take different drill bits and swap them back and forth, see how they drill, compare the two tools. This is one thing I dislike about this drill. Normally when you put something, chuck it in, you give it that little ratchet, and the drill will hold. This drill will not hold. So that's one downside I'm seeing here on this budget drill. We are in high speed. Yes, it's a little fast for this, but at the same point, that's what we're gonna do. Let this drill bit go, just see what kind of power we have. It's kind of scary because first bit, this kind of bogged her down pretty good. Let's not use up everything in this first run. Let's just see how the DEWALT does. The chuck on the DEWALT is significantly better, as you would expect. We can just kind of, go around with it. It holds, goes, everything's nicer here in feel. Let's see how it does. We're on high. Much more power by a long shot. Let's just bump up to 7/8 and see if we can still work with this tool in high. There's that chuck again. Let's not go there. Barely made that. Didn't make that. It was the end of the hole. Let's just go up to 1 inch and see what the 1 inch will do, which will most likely stop this. Stopped it at the end of the hole. Low range, no issue finishing it off. Still in high on the DEWALT. Stopped, but it was all the way through. Still made it. 1 1/4. That's annoying. We're gonna go back to high speed just cause. Not happening. Low speed, it'll do it. What do you think on the DEWALT? Is it gonna do it on high speed? Without issue. That's interesting. Just because we're going to do the DEWALT 1 1/2 inch first, since we're right here. Kind of what I expected. Go to low range. No issue. Let's try the Hychika on low range. Seems a little bit slower, but it did it without issue. So let's roll up to this larger bore bit. I really don't like that. Still in low range, but let's just start out in high just for fun. No go. Did it without issue? Let's go in high range, just see how we get. Back to low. The DEWALT seems significantly faster no matter what we're doing here, and obviously had a bit more power. Obviously, if you're using this for a DIY purpose, the clutch is going to be fairly important to most of you. We'll put this in drill mode. We have it set for halfway. Let's just see what happens here. So it works. Definitely interesting. Let's just switch over to the DEWALT. We have this down at about half also. Not that the setting matters. Obviously, we're in speed 1. We're going to need to go down a bit. Clutch is much louder on the DEWALT, but works. Let's just try to put something in a little bit faster here. That was kind of a rough switch to high speed there. Let's see how this goes. Definitely worked. Let's try to go up a little bit and see what happens. Didn't move the drill bit at all. Let's back up. This is interesting. Let's cruise this back out. We're going slightly deeper. So I moved up to 17. Let's just go right to 21 and see what happens. So we buried it, absolutely buried it. Let's drop down to 17, see what happens. The clutch seems to work fine. I mean, there's no real issue there. There is a lot of give on it. When you get with the DEWALT, the speed seems to really make the difference. If I go right in and bury it, so clutch on this isn't bad at all. Hammer mode interests me a lot. We get some really loud drills, we get some drills that don't work that well. And this is a large 1/2" bit for this, but let's just see how it goes. It still burns me. I can't really get this thing to tighten up a lot. I have to physically hit the trigger to get it to go. Let's just see how it goes. We didn't get far, but at the same point for an $80 drill, putting a 1/2" bit on here, I think that's asking quite a bit. 1/4 inch would probably be a little bit more legit. I just want to hear the sounds, feel the vibrations, see what happens. Not horrible. Here's what a high-end DEWALT would do with the 2 amp-hour battery, just for reference. Much louder. We went deeper in less time, but still makes the Amazon one look pretty good. So you watched it and you said, hey, the Hychika was definitely slower, didn't have the same amount of power, lots of little bit of quality differences. Here's where I'm going. We have a lot of choices to choose from when we go into many stores on Amazon or anywhere else. We have a lot of tool companies that have these small brands underneath them that kind of have the more budget tools. And I'm not talking about just one. I mean, almost every tool company has a more budget tool line, and then they have a higher end line. That makes sense, right? But what we're paying for some of these budget tool lines still might not match up with what you get when you go really budget. And this Hychika, I think, is a good example of that. If you look online, and I'll put links in the description, there's a ton of different tools that they have, which is great, but they don't have the larger batteries that you might want. They don't have a little bit of this and a little bit of that, but you pay for that. So when we look at tool technology and what's happening, I think it's important to look at the companies that are still pushing forward. And I think it's great to see the DEWALT Power Stack coming out that's going to push a lot of other tool companies into the same market, and they're going to have to push to get there. And when they do, I think there's a couple of them coming out. You're going to see a big marketing campaign of this new battery, and they're going to try to push a lot more of them out, and they're going to put a lot of money behind some influencers to get you to think they're the best thing since sliced bread. We did a ton of stuff on this Power Stack. It's cool. And it's smaller, and that's really where it shines, is when you need a smaller battery or a smaller form factor. Realistically, it'll be nice to see what comes out later. But back on this, what's the Amazon drill do for you? It's tough unless you buy a bunch of their batteries or really trust their warranty. Walking into a store, or knowing that you can walk into a store or call a company and say, hey, this broke, give me a new one, or fix it. You know, you can't beat Milwaukee's e-service. At least you couldn't have for a while back. I heard it's kind of slipping a little now, but they're getting really big. So how do we look at what to pay for a drill? Does a $200 drill fit you? Does an $80 drill fit you? Or somewhere in between? And I bet that the performance specs are going to kind of stay in line. For the medium stuff is going to go basically the same as the cheaper, and then the higher and closer to the 175 and up, it's going to stay real close to this. So it's a tough call on what you spend on drills, but as times get tighter, let's hope that we see more quality on the low end and don't just discount some of the stuff that's on Amazon, because some of it actually works. Now, longevity, we can't test. All we wanted to do is come in here and just say, look, what's what? How bad is the difference between 80 bucks and 230 bucks? Not a ton. Thought that was kind of interesting. Now to go up next, I'm going to continue up the ladder, but I'm going to pull up some drills that are from different companies that are going to be a little more well-known, like the Hammerhead brand that is out, that is part of Flex and Ego. That Hammerhead brand is super, super affordable, and we'll see how it performs compared to some of its bigger brothers. We'll look at the price differences. I think that is where it's going to be interesting, but I wanted a base to start at. We're going to only move up from here. Subscribe, comments, please. Love to hear what you think about this. Thanks for your time. Have a great day.